The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I, as a kid, had a crazy temper. I was a hockey player, and I earned the most penalty minutes ever in the league that I played. I owned the penalty bench. It was my bench. Had my name on the back, like in the shul. You have a name? It said Wallerstein. You looked at me wrong, I punched you out. Okay? I had a crazy temper. I'm a Kayan, that's not an excuse. I had a crazy temper. And in the 12th grade, I was sitting in the base Medrash in Muncie, and I don't remember exactly what he said to me, because today he's really one of my closest friends. And a boy turned around, he said something nasty. I don't know what he said. But whatever he said, he shouldn't have said. And in the base Medrash, in front of everyone, I just got up, and I just popped him one right in the face. And of course, I got thrown out of yeshiva. You can't punch a kid in base Medrash. And my Rabbi saw, this is not going to work out very well for Zecharia Wallerstein if he's going to continue every time someone looks at him the wrong way. It's not a hockey court, it's a base Medrash. And he sat me down, and he told me the following words. And since then, Baruch Hashem, I don't want to give myself an ayin hara. It's a long time since I've been angry. What did he tell me to do? So most people tell you anger management, count sheep. I don't like sheep. I'm not counting sheep. All right, count money, suck it up inside, and don't say anything, and then it stays inside, and it gets worse and worse and worse. So my Rebbe said, anger is an emotion. Take your anger and change the emotion. The emotion is going to be there, but change the emotion. What do I change the emotion into? He said sympathy, pity, compassion. Yeah, right. Someone's yelling at you. Oh, I have compassion for you. Anila dai, right? This is how he explained it to me, and it works. Listen carefully. Someone's out of control. They're yelling at you. Out of control. Now look at that person and say, here's a human being. The sun's out. Beautiful. Look at the grounds, the trees. It's a beautiful world we live in. You woke up this morning, you could see, you could hear, you could breathe, you could taste cold, you could taste hot. It's crazy. What Hashem gives us, what we have, is crazy, right? Now this person's screaming at you out of control. Nebuch on her. She has no life. This person's going around bad-mouthing me, talking lashon hara because she's jealous of me. Nebuch. She has no self-esteem. She has to step on me to step up. I'm not angry at such a person. I feel bad for such a person. She said, when someone does that to you, go daven for them. That Hashem should help them. Go take a tehillim and say, my parents are always fighting with each other. So don't get angry at them that they're fighting with each other. They're married 33 years. They could love each other and have the most amazing marriage, and instead they don't talk to each other. Nebuch. They're my parents. Nebuch. They have no life. Who puts that in their tehillim? You're busy putting in this sick person, that sick person. I want to daven for my parents. They should be happy. I want to daven for my brother. He's fighting with my parents all the time. You know what it is to have a parent? You know how lucky you are to have a parent? Well, you're going to wait till they put him in the box, and then you walk up and say, "You meichel me, I'm sorry for everything I did." When it's too late, when you can't see their smile, when you can't feel their touch, that's what we're going to wait for when it's too late. Sure, but every Levi, everybody says, "Oh, mommy, I hope you meichel me." It's too late. It's too late. You have a parent. So if you see a brother that's fighting with your parents and you can't talk to him, daven for him. That Hashem should give him das. That he has parents. Or you see your parents that are not getting along with their children. Daven for them. The greatest gift in the world. People spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to have children. The greatest gift in the world is to have a child. So if you see a parent, when I get a parent that comes to talk to me and they're so disconnected from their child, I should get angry at them. When they leave my room, I should say, Hashem, I'm begging you, put in their heart to love their child. You know what it is to have a child? Don't get angry. And you should know that it saved me, because there's a shul that I daven in called Landau's. It's in Flatbush. Every 15 minutes, minyanim. It's a minion factory. It's an amazing place. 2 years ago, I was davening Shacharis. I daven the same minion pretty much all the time. There's this very nice old man who came out of the war. He's like one of the only ones left from the concentration camps. And he davens there, and he's a sweet man. He davens very slowly and very quietly. One day, I come to shul, and he's sitting there, and I sit next to him. And then in the corner, this guy walks in, and he's got his raspberry, blueberry, whatever you call it, phone or whatever, and he's got his little earpiece, his little Bluetooth. So this guy's on his phone, and the old man turns to him and says, "No, no." You can't talk by davening. He's talking on his phone, little davening. No. This guy totally ignores him like he doesn't exist. Now this guy, I never saw this guy in shul before, so he's not a regular guy, right? Okay. Now we're between Baruch She'amah and Yishtabach, and the guy just keeps talking on his phone. Now I'm getting, with all my temper control, my temperature was not controlled, and I'm getting a little, and the old man again says to him, now we're already almost up to Baruch Tov. He goes, no! The guy doesn't even look at him. So now I'm like, okay, it's hockey time. And I turn around to him and I say, and you're not supposed to talk about that. I said, excuse me, take yourself and your phone. You need to talk to someone. I don't know, maybe you're Hatzalah. I don't know what you're doing. But you're aggravating this man. You're not allowed to talk in shul. Please, just go outside, finish your phone, we'll come back. That's all I said. This guy bangs on the table like this, in the middle of shul. Now we're in the middle of shul, place is full. This is what this guy does. Everybody, stop davening. Everybody looks up. This guy, I never saw him before, right? The great Rabbi Wallerstein. In case you don't know who he is, the rabbi of the women. This is what we're doing in shul. I'm standing there, the rabbi of the women has spoken. Take your phone outside of shul. And he's mamish making chayzik. He's making fun of me. He's undressing me. He's undressing me in front of everyone. He is making fun of me. Now let me tell you. 25 years ago, he wasn't alive anymore. I'm serious. In the tefillin bag, with his shorosh, goes his head. Together. I'm not kidding. It's over. His life is over. He doesn't know. His life is over. So for the first seconds, his life was almost over. And then I thought to myself, just relax, right? Don't do anything rash. And think for a second. Instead of taking the mussar that you told him, he would just mevayishu b'rabim. So he's not going to Elam Haba. He could do a million mitzvahs, give $2 billion, build yeshivas. He's never going to see Gan Eden. Because hamavayish chaveru b'rabim ein lo chelik Elam Haba. He's done. That's number one. Number two, he has no connection to God. He has no feelings for God. He has no feelings for a shul. He has no feelings for tefillin. One big, huge nebuch. I feel bad for him. He's a one sick puppy. He doesn't have any connection to Hashem. I should get angry at him? Maybe nobody ever taught him. Maybe he's angry. I don't know what his problem is. And I didn't say one word. And he finished davening. He finally got off his phone. He finished davening. He walked out. Before he walked out, I wrote down his name from his tefillin bag. This old man was standing next to me. He was shaking. He was so aggravated that nobody could calm him down. I walked over to him. I said, I just want to tell you something. I said, you went to the Holocaust. You have numbers on your arm. I always watch him put his tefillin on. I said, you can daven to Hashem more than I can daven to Hashem. Don't be angry at this person. Daven for this person. Here's his name. It was on his tefillin bag. Do me a favor, daven for him. He's never so sick. I'm going to be Michael him so that he can get Gan Eden. I'm going to be Michael him. But I'm going to be Michael him. And you daven for him. So he looked up for me. He looked at me first like a little weird, right? And then he said, do you really think it would help? I said, for sure. What else is going to help this guy? Daven for him. He doesn't understand tefillah. He doesn't understand Hashem. He doesn't understand anything. If you would daven for him, I'm sure Hashem will happen. He'll do tshuva. And he'll change. And one day he's going to be a big tzaddik. The man calmed down. He was a different person when he left shul. So, instead of being angry at people, and angry sometimes at your parents, even when you're right, go and take a sitter or tehillim, and daven for them that they should be happy, and they shouldn't be so nervous, and they shouldn't be so uptight. And if somebody embarrasses you, feel sorry for them. They have no feelings that they could hurt another person like that. And your whole life, and maybe this is what you should do in Elul, your whole life will totally change. My whole life, because that Rebbe saved my life. It totally changed. I look at people differently. The whole reason that I do what I do is because when I see someone that's not keeping Shabbos, that's not eating kosher, that's not Shemini Giyah, that's not doing the right thing, instead of getting angry, I'm like, oh boy, we got to daven for this person. I have compassion for that person. I have pity for that person. I want to help that person. Instead of being angry at the world, I want to change the world. I have compassion for the world. I want to save the world. You can't get rid of an emotion, but you can change an emotion.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org